It's Q&A time again, and I know it's been a long time since the last Q&A, and the main reason for that is because I've been busy doing other stuff on my channel, like the 12 Days of Christmas, or just reviewing cars in general, but we're back at doing Q&As, and there should be a monthly Q&A for the next few months for as far as I can tell. Now, there are a few different things I just wanted to mention to you guys before we get into the questions. First of all, this is Q&A number 7, meaning that we're 3 away, only 3 away from number 10. And I just like to take this moment and thank you guys so much for asking questions, and I encourage you to ask more. So if you're unaware, all you have to do to ask a question is to comment it in the comment section below. Any comment, there's no limit to how many questions you ask. But if you do ask a lot, that just means that it will take more time for all of your questions to be answered. You could also message me privately on Google+. Just make sure the question gets to me so I can put it in one of the Q&As. Now, there's one thing that's very special in my opinion in this Q&A, and that is that each and every question is asked by a different viewer, and I find that absolutely amazing, so that's very, very cool. However, it does limit the amount of questions. There will be 13 questions answered in this video, meaning that 13 different people ask me questions. So that is just so cool in my opinion. I just thank you guys so much. Please ask more questions. I just love doing these Q&As. And another new feature to this Q&A is that I will pick one question at the end of the Q&A to ask you guys that was asked in one of my questions, if that made sense. So basically, I'm just going to pick one of the questions that a viewer asked me and then ask it to you guys as an audience. And then the last thing I just wanted to ask you guys about is, how have you been liking the clips that I've been putting at the end of my videos after the outro? So I find that they're kind of funny and just something additional to add and maybe improvement to my videos. So just let me know your opinions on that, and let's get right into this Q&A. Question number 1, asked by Chad Anderson. If you lived in Radiator Springs, which building would you work at? And now, my favorite buildings are probably Lizzie's Curio Shop or the Racing Museum, which was established at the end of the first Cars movie. And the main reason for that is because they're interesting, or at least they seem interesting. There's lots to see in there, and it'd just be pretty cool to work at one of those like antique shops or in like a museum where you get to see all these piston cups and just some racing memorabilia. Question number 2, asked by Sebastian Mateer. What's your favorite neon racer? And if you aren't aware, the neon racers are a part of the Transcontinental Race of Champions series, so the neon race is just a part of that bigger idea. And my favorite's probably Max Schnell, just because of his purple metallic paint job, because they never really showed us what metallic purple paint would look like. It's kind of a stupid reason, but personally, I don't really like the neon racers in general, so if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Max. Question number 3, asked by Ross Cars and Planes. What is your favorite version of every World Grand Prix racer except Lightning McQueen? So let me go through the list that I compiled for you guys. Miguel Camino, the Carbon Racer, easily. And now I just wanted to preface the rest of these by saying I love the Carbon Racers. They look absolutely amazing, and so that's basically why a lot of these cars are my favorite, the Carbon Racers. So let's move on here. Like I said, Miguel Camino, Carbon Racer. Rip Klitschkonski, Carbon Racer. Nigel Gearsley, Carbon Racer. Jeff Gorvette, also the Carbon Racer. And now, I just wanted to say, for those of you who don't know, the Jeff Gorvette Carbon Racer has actually been revealed. So a picture will pop up on the screen of him if you haven't seen him already. Max Schnell differs from the common trend because my favorite of him is actually the Ice Racer. Raul Sarul, my favorite would either be the Carbon or the metallic version from Toys R Us. I just really like that metallic version. Both have pretty cool expressions and pretty cool designs. Carla would either be the Ice or the Carbon. Same case with Jeff. Carla has also been previewed, although not released in the first wave. And Francesco, also it would be Carbon or Silver. Now, again, with the Francesco Carbon Racer, it has been previewed, and the Disney Store released a version of it as well. and Shutoroki. My favorite would actually be Ice or Neon, and that's probably because he's the only racer besides any of the super chases like Frosty or Vitaly Petrov that hasn't been previewed as a carbon racer, so my opinion may change on that in the future. And to conclude all of the World Grand Prix racers, Lewis Hamilton, my favorite, it's a complete tie in between all these. I really like all of these quite a bit. So Ice Racer, Carbon Racer, and Silver Racer, they're all pretty cool in my opinion, so that's a kind of a three-way tie right there. Question number 4, asked by Abigail Mateer. Who is your favorite female Wings Around the Globe racer? And my favorite would probably be Rochelle because of her awesome design. I love the colors, and I just love the plane design in general. Question number 5, asked by Roan Cox. Where do you buy all the haulers? Now, I was not really sure about what this question is asking, but basically, my haulers were either bought in-store back in 2009 or 2010, or some of them I bought online like Ben Crankleshaft or Oliver Lightlow, Chet Boxcar, and Paul Valdez, but most of them I did actually find in stores way back when. Question number 6, asked by Anthony Roy. Which 2012 Super Chase is your favorite? Now, I'm just going to give you guys the list for those who don't know. It's either Vitaly Petrov, the Russian racer, Memo Rojas Jr., the Mexican racer, Flash, just Flash. I mean, sometimes they give him the last name of Nilsson, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I just call him Flash. And he's the Swedish racer. We also have the Chinese racer, Longe, and the Australian racer, Frosty. Now, I really like Frosty because I feel like they really made him the main character out of those 5. And they did a lot more versions for him than all of the other ones. So I do really like him, but I also do like Flash. They both have some nice colors, so those would probably be my favorite. Question number 7 from Jake Cars Reviews. Who is your favorite Radiator Springs car? Probably Ramon, although it's really hard to tell. I mean, of course, I love McQueen and Mater, but I just kind of wanted to differ from the normal standards. And because of Ramon, I just really like all of his paint jobs. It has an interesting personality. I mean, I like all of the Radiator Springs townies. They are some great characters, and Mattel really made those to be like you want to like those characters. So it's really hard for me to pick out a favorite. Question number 8 from Jedi General Kenobi. If Mattel released 5 haulers next year, which would be this year, what would your picks be? Now, I would personally say any hauler that has not already been released, and my preferences would be the Vitaline hauler, the N20 Cola, Tank Coat, Toe Cap, or Vuezine. I'd be happy with any of those. I mean, really, anything they haven't released before already. And now the haulers this year will be the Wally hauler, Mac, and the Chick Hicks hauler. So for some people, the Chick Hicks hauler is pretty exciting because it hasn't been released in quite some time. Question number 9, asked by Damian Fowler. What's your least favorite Pixar film? Now, this is an extremely hard question for me because I love Pixar. I love all Pixar's films. So if I had to pick one, it'd probably be The Bug's Life. I'm just not really a big fan of that movie, but I mean, it's not like I don't like it. It's just that all the other movies are just so good, and I have to pick that one as my least favorite. Question number 10, asked by Noah Schmidt, IGUA-AVGCP. Who are your 5 favorite World Grand Prix racers? And I'd have to say Rip, Carla, Shu, Lewis, and Miguel. And again, I have to say though, I mean, I love McQueen as well, but I just wanted to differ from like a normal car. And I do also have to say that all of them kind of become repetitive after seeing them constantly on the pegs. And the only 2 that you really don't see that often are Rip and Carla, so that's why they're my top 2. Question number 11, asked by Christina Chorbik. What is the funniest YouTube video you ever watched? Now, this is another pretty hard question because I've watched a lot of funny videos on YouTube, and some of them I forgot about and some of them are inappropriate to mention on this channel, but one recent video that really kind of just, I don't know what to really explain this as, but I really enjoyed it. And it's not more of it was funny, but it was pretty funny. And that video was snowboarding in NYC, or it was like snowboarding with the NYC police, and it was by Casey Neistat. And it was honestly a great video. It's not only funny, but it's also just an amazing video. Like, it became viral. It has like 11 million or something views, and it's just an amazing video. So that would probably be my funniest video, but that might be just because it's new and I personally don't even remember some of the other funny videos. Question number 12, asked by Global Cars Reviewer or Review Channel 2016. What are your rankings of the T-Rock Transcontinental Race of Champions series? And so he's basically asking, how do you rank the mini series in that truck? You know, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but the options would be the Silver Race and Neon Race, the Ice Cup, the Carbon Cup, and the Carnival Cup, or the World Grand Prix. But I don't really count the World Grand Prix as one of the T-Rock series because it's not really included in that. But I would have to say Carbon. Yeah, I know you guys are totally surprised about that. And then it'd be Ice, Silver, and now Carnival. I don't really have a full opinion on the Carnival Cup yet because it's in early stages and we've only seen a handful of cars, so I can't really make a judgment yet. They look alright, but they're not my favorites. And then I'd say Neon and the regular World Grand Prix, whatever you'd like to call it. And now for the final question, question number 13, asked by Cars Collector. Who inspired you to do YouTube? Now, I really like this question because I've kind of been waiting for this question a while, and I'm glad to answer it. This person made cars reviews way back when, not that long ago. It was like 3 years ago. Actually, no, it was like 4 years ago. And his name, or on YouTube channel name, was TF Cars 95. Now, I don't know if any of you guys heard of him, but he's an awesome guy. Me and him messaged back and forth when it was, we kind of talked, like, our main time of talking was before Cars 2 came out, which was like early 2011. And we talked before that, and then he just stopped doing YouTube videos. I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's alright. But he made some great cars videos, and that's what inspired me to do YouTube videos, because I have to say there weren't many cars reviewers back in the day. There were like the big like Blue Collection or anything, but I'm not really a big fan of Blue Collection, but I really like TF Cars 95. And he just inspired me to make these videos. He made good cars videos, and unfortunately he doesn't upload anymore. I have to say maybe he lost interest in the hobby, which unfortunately it happened, so. But he would definitely be the person who inspired me to make YouTube videos. And of course there are a handful of several people in this world that also inspired me or encouraged me to do the videos. Of course, my parents and just several other YouTubers, and we're gonna come back to Casey Neistat here. He's a really inspirational guy. Like, if you watch his videos, he makes some really inspirational videos, and I get some inspiration from that. So those are just a couple of examples, but mainly the reason why I started making cars videos is because of TF Cars 95. So that is all for Q&A number 7. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and thank you very much for watching and asking questions. I really encourage you guys to ask more questions because I just love doing these Q&As, and it's just an amazing feeling that people want to ask you questions. So thanks again, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for a suggestion video. See you guys then, bye now.